You got married, and along comes little Andrew, who's now 11 years old, and to your surprise, he was born with Down syndrome. It changed your life, both you and your wife, and you are now Senate President, Florida Senate, and the birth of Andrew was something that is now affecting what you're doing as Senate President. Let's try to bring those events together. How did you feel when Andrew was born and you were bringing him back home from the hospital?
I was a member of the Florida House at the time, and we had no idea that Andrew was going to be born with Down syndrome. And you know, that day is still a whirlwind. First child, it's always a whirlwind. And you know, we were informed as soon as he was born that there might be an issue. And for a young father and mother, it was, you know, what does this mean? We had no idea what the journey was going to be or what we were going to do. And you know, I still remember he had to stay a couple extra days in the hospital. You're kind of told all the things that could be wrong or could happen. And the other piece of it is we were also informed Andrew was going to have heart surgery. He had a hole in his heart as early as 3 months old. And you know, you just don't know, are you even going to leave the hospital? And as a father, you know, that can be a bit overwhelming, and families go through this all the time. But he was a fighter, and they said, well, he may be here a couple weeks, and he was there, I think, 4 or 5 days. I still remember they would try to wrap him up, as they do with most babies when they're born, and he had one arm he kept trying to get out. And I knew then, I was like, okay, you know, we might have a fighter on our hands. And when we came home from the hospital, we were driving around. We lived very close to the hospital, and really Camille and I drove around with Andrew, and in that car, you know, we made a commitment to him that we were not going to treat him differently, that we were going to expect him to meet all the goals. And you know, my prayer to this day is for Andrew to have a passion for life, and a passion to be successful. And in my role as a dad, not as a senator, is to do everything I can to help him to meet that passion and to be a successful young man.